Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is my channel, Novel Serendipity. Don't be alarmed, this is not a Halloween video. It is though Halloween when I'm filming this, and today I was dressed like a pirate at work because it was Halloween. Themed days, great. Hello, Havoc. This is going to be my November TBR. It's also going to be like an announcement video going on, and I'm just trying my best here. So yeah, here we go. This is going to be the next installment of the Bookemon readathons, and this one is actually Catchathon. So this one we are going to be catching as many first generation Pokemon as possible. Meg from Sarah-ndipity has put in so much work into this readathon. She is making each Pokemon or Bookemon. Specifically, she is making it like bookish, like it's actual graphic, which I think is super neat. And you can just tell how passionate she is about it. I cannot explain it any better than she can, so I will link the announcement video for that down below. But I am going to be telling you what I am reading and kind of how that works. But if you want a little bit more of a like step-by-step instruction, please go to her video. But go to it after you watch my video, or go and then come back. That works too, as long as you come back. And I would just like to mention that the hosts or co-hosts for this readathon are me and Meg, of course, Sam from Sarcasm and Sci-Fi, Steph from Novelty Corner, and Jade from Jaded Reader. We are all going to just be co-hosting away, so if you have any questions, please let us know. But first, I'm going to start off with if you participated in the Bookemon Catchathon, which was the one in, I think, May, if I'm not mistaken. The readathon was around collecting badges, and any badge that you got when you were part of that readathon, you actually get to use that as catching your first Pokemon. When I participated, I was a co-host and I was a really bad co-host. I started going through stuff and I only collected 4 badges, but the first one was the Chiller badge. Next was the Panic badge, the Pictorial badge, and the Fantastical badge. Each badge is an element for Pokemon, and so that was Poison, Ghost, Flying, and Dragon. And so I combined 2, and so I decided that I was gonna catch Ghastly or Hoarsely, and then Dragonite. We are so clever. And so those are the 2 Pokemon that I get to start off with right away because I participated in the Bookemon Catchathon. Now for the Catchathon, you are going to be collecting Pokeballs. The first one is the Junior Ball, and that is to read a middle grade book. And for this one, I am going with Frindle by Andrew Clements. This was one of my favorite middle grades when I was younger, and it's basically about a boy who makes up a new word for pen, and you guessed it, Frindle. It's just super cute, and I really want to reread it, and so here it is. Next is the Tech Ball, and this one is to read a digital format book, such as an ebook, audiobook, or even a webcomic. For this one, I'm gonna just kind of wait until I see which holds on my OneDrive come through and listen to an audiobook whenever that kind of happens. Next is the Mega Ball, and this is to read a book with over 500 pages, or 15 hours of listen for like an audiobook. And this one, I want to finally read Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book was going around for the longest time. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I think it's set in Africa. There's a lot of magic going on, and I heard there's just really good representation for African culture and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to get to it, and it's over 500 pages, and this cover is like absolutely gorgeous. So I like to wait until the hype of books is kind of over and then go in, because then my expectations are a little lower and I might like the book more when the hype has come down a little. So I finally want to get to this month. Next is the Mooch Ball, and this is to read a book that you got from the library. I am going to be either getting a manga from the library I want to read again, and I don't have that obviously because the library. I did put a hold in for volume 1. I will put it right here. And then I might, if that doesn't come in for whatever reason, just use my OneDrive audiobook as my library book, just because it is a library book. It's just an audiobook library book. So yes, you can double up on books for badges. Next is the TBR book. And this, as you would guess, is to read a book on your physical TBR. I could use my Children of Blood and Bone book. Basically, I can use any of my books for this, but I really do want to read Nightblood Blood by Ellie Blake. This is book 3 of the Frostblood trilogy. This is about a girl who's a Fireblood basically in a Frostblood world. And yes, this is book 3. I'm really excited to get to it. It's so good. I love this series so much and I can't wait to finish it up. And here it is. Next is The Identity Ball, and this is to read a book that you would or will identify with, or if you're not comfortable with that or don't really know a lot of books that you might identify with, to read a book with a marginalized character or by a marginalized author. So basically any POC author or character in a book, this would work. And so this one I'm also using Children of Blood and Bone. Next is The Emoji Ball, and this is to read a book that gets you emotional, happy, or sad, or excited. Any kind of emotion would work for this. And for this one, I am either going to be reading Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 2 or Naruto Volume 4. This is Volume 3. I know I just don't have Volume 4 yet, but I will be buying it. And so both of these make me extremely happy. Both of these series mean so much to me, and yeah, so here we are. Some other reads that I really want to read is An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard. Honestly, I have owned this book for so long. I got it from Kate, from Chapter Kate. It's her favorite book, and I'm reading it because of her. I know this has to do with, I think a magical society in New York City, and I'm really excited to get to it because it's her favorite book. She read my favorite book, and so I should just do it. And then I have a personal goal for myself to finish all my currently reading books by December 31st. And so there's a few I want to use for this readathon, and basically any book that I still have 250 pages left. If I finish that book this month, I'm going to use it towards one of the prompts. The first one is The Beast Player by Nahoko Uehashi, and this one is about a girl who can talk to or control beasts like her mother could, and there's kind of like a secret society thing going on with how that kind of works and who's allowed to do that. Some things happen and she ends up living with this like beekeeper, I think he is, for a while, and it is translated from Japanese, and so the writing style is a little different because I think it's a more direct translation, but I have been liking it so far. I am only on page 118, and so I have quite a bit to go, but it has been a very atmospheric read. Next, I have Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I'm not gonna really say anything about this one besides that it's an adult epic high fantasy. I am not very far on this one either. I'm only on page 202, and I think I'm kind of done reading this physically. I have put in a hold for the audiobook because I think I might be able to get through it a little faster and be a little bit more interested if I listen to it rather than read it. I thought I would like it a little bit more than I am. I do like it. It is written very well, but I'm finding that I'm having trouble keeping focus while reading it or staying interested. But I think that an audiobook might fix that issue for me. Next is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paul-Pareto, and this is a beautiful book with sprayed edges. I am only on page 104, and from what I've read so far, I've really enjoyed, and it is about two sisters who are descendants from Phoenix Riders. And I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, one of those books where a female has to dress up as a boy and kind of go undercover to kind of get to where she needs to be or get what she needs. So kind of like a Mulan thing going on. But I have really liked it. I'm only on page 104, I think I said, and it's already gotten me really emotional. And yeah, so here it is. I've really liked it so far, and I want to finish it. I need to finish it. I do know Jade from Jaded Reader, one of our co-hosts of this readathon, loves this book, and she's really excited for book 2. So we have pretty similar tastes in books, so I think that I'll really end up liking this book as well. And last but not least, I have Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff. This is the last book of the Nevernight Chronicle, and this again just follows Mia trying to get revenge for her familia and, you know, killing people and stuff like that. So it follows the same street the other ones did. But on this one, I am on page 169. So yeah, I still have quite a bit to go on this one also, but these are just kind of the books I'm currently reading that I really need to finish by the end of the year, so I wanted to make at least a dent in them this month. However many Pokeballs you have at the beginning of each different read, you actually get that many Pokemon after you finish that read. So by your 4th book that you finish, you might be collecting 7 Pokemon just for that one book. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense because I had to ask Meg a lot of questions, so really please do check out her announcement video because you'll get it so much more. But if you do have any questions, please comment down down below or find me on Twitter and ask me questions, because I think I would be much more articulate about this in like writing, where I get to like edit and draft and then send. And then also look at the spreadsheet that you get it a little bit more. But we are all here for you. Meg was here for me when I was asking 500 billion questions. So yes, please, please, please reach out if you really want to participate. But if you might think it's too complicated, it's really not when you understand it. And maybe I just wasn't catching on as fast as like everyone else was, or as fast as I probably should. But I get it now. A light bulb has gone off. I swear. It is just, the light bulb has gone off. So yeah, let me know down below if you're participating in the Bookemon Catchathon. And yes, I am so excited to catch myself some Pokemon, because you know, if there's anything that's gonna be as great or close to as great as Pokemon, it'd be Bookemon. So here we are. I do have 2 original Pokemon tags. I will link them both down in the description box. The first one is the starter Pokemon book tag, and the other one is the legendary Pokemon book tag. So I will link both of them down below. Please, please, please check them out. The starter Pokemon book tag is interactive. So depending on which starter Pokemon you choose, there's different questions for your tag video. And so it's very fun. I put in a lot of work, so please check it out. And besides that, I hope you have a great November. Like I said, please comment, like, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and gotta catch them all. Bye.